Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to my 138 wonderful subscribers. Welcome to another edition of the Crackers Lair Comics. It seems like there was, some positive feedback to when I did the top 20 comics in my collection. I want to throw this out there that it's not just based on any kind of monetary worth or else I would have titled it here's the top 20 valuable books in my collection. Because I have a lot of valuable books that I have not even had graded as yet. So it's sort of a mixture of uh, valuable books, rarer books, some things you don't see every day. All books that I'm very proud to have in the collection. As I've been saying, I'm selling generic books that I have. I mean, when I say generic, I mean I'm not like this book came out 3 years ago, but um, selling some Silver Age stuff. I'm trying to stay away from selling any key issues, any major first appearances, but some of the minor ones, I'm sort of at this point, if you know the first appearance of Montenegro from the 70s to now is not really hit or made a splash um, in over, across the board. If this book is 35, 45 years old now and it's worth, put a price tag on it, $20, $30, the chances of that $20, $30 book now that's 35 years old, 45 years old, 50 years old, jumping up to being a $2,000 book is pretty slim. I mean, even if they're they pull out the porcupine, throw them in a TV show, there would be a spike, if you happen to have that. But by the time the news hits the comic book community, you either need to have that book already or you kind of missed your window because once that news hits that the porcupine or Montenegro or whoever is going to be in a TV show, a movie, or whatever, immediately people that have those books are going to raise the prices up, and it's going to spike, and then the TV show and then it's going to fall, maybe not to previous lows, but once again, this is not something that's going to make anybody a bunch of money um, in the long term. So I'm selling books to fund getting some key books, and I showed those ASM 5, ASM 6, some major stuff that I have witnessed during my collecting career are books that, when the economy gives people disposable income and that goes back to collectibles, these are the issues that they seek out, and then it drives really huge up. So the book that right now is worth 800, 900, 1,000 in that range, it's not inconceivable that 5 years from now that doubles in price. That's a $2,000 book. That is not inconceivable. That's not a pipe dream. I've witnessed it. So I guess this would be the next 21 through 40 books in my collection. Once again, some of these are things I just love, and it's not just purely how much can I get for you, because some of these I have no intention of selling anytime soon. This is going to be the Dan the Kraken Man's retirement fund, or my legacy that I leave to my lovely and amazing wife and my daughter. So we're 4 minutes in. Thank you for sticking with me. I want to show some books. If I can flip it, this we go. I love this. Crime Suspense Stories, number 16. I love this cover. I love everything about this book. In particular, this has a verified Al Williamson signature. Now, This is PGX graded. I just choose to use them. Not going into that now. On GoCollect.com, for all issues of CGC graded books of this, there is one authorized signature, and it's real low grade. It's like a 2.0, 2.5, something in that range. There is one. Now, was that signed by Al Williamson? I don't know. My point being that there is not, it's probably very too many issues of this copy that have been signed, and certainly not by an artist involved with it, being that it came out in 1953. So I absolutely love this book. Last video, I showed Giant Size X-Men 1. The next one to have of the new X-Men. I'll throw that out there, because certainly the original X-Men, there's a lot of very valuable issues. You know, number 1, number 4, first Scarlet Witch. But of the new X-Men, number 94 is a very good issue to have. This is graded a 5.5. Love you. I sold some of my generic Silver Age Silver Surfers, but I was sort of looking at it as like, man, I've got your first couple appearances, and I got this one. So I think I got my like sort of Silver Surfer handled. 4.5. Bought this for $90 back in 2008. Once again, Silver Surfer. I showed my FF48. This is number 49. A 4.5. It's restored. There's a small amount of color touch on the cover. That stuff doesn't really bother me. And I know some people like purple label of death. Whatever. You know. Doesn't matter to me. Silver Surfer on the cover. Galactus on the cover. Obviously, both of those characters are coming. Maybe not the Norrin Rand Silver Surfer that we were all hoping for, but perhaps Galactus is going to go eat this world in that FF movie, and they rocket ship to another dimension and land on, you know, Earth 616, and they'll be like, what? Why is Girl Silver Surfer gone and we got this guy? So there could be an opportunity there. Love this book. Fantastic Four number 6. Second appearance of Submariner in the Silver Age. Second appearance of Doctor Doom. First supervillain team up. I bought this for $227 like 5-6 years ago. Nobody bid on it because there are 2 binder holes. No one bid on this. It has got white pages. The fact that this was put in a binder, I mean, this is even in a bag. Like, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. Straight lines, great color. Doctor Doom is coming. Fantastic Four number 52, graded a 5.0. First appearance of the Black Panther. There is some sort of soiling damage. Looks like maybe somebody set like a coffee cup or something down on it. A little bit of water damage right there. Great book to have. Wakanda Forever. This is a personal favorite of mine. Conan the Barbarian, number 1, and a 7.0. Once again, you guys just forgive the glare. I'm just like not taking these out of the plastic. This was like my first Grail book. I love Conan. I read all of the Robert E. Howard stories The continued L'Esprague de Camp stories. I love Conan. I remember seeing images of this when I was younger, and I really, really wanted this book. It was like one of my first big grails. This will date this a little bit, but we're going back to 2008. It was $70. And we had eBay bucks back when eBay did eBay bucks. And I literally got this book for free. For free. Can't beat that. If it's free, it's for me. Little Deadpool action. First appearance Deadpool, New Mutants 98. And a very respectful 9.2. Love you. First appearance of Hawkeye. My Tales of Suspense run, I have issue 40 through 59. That's right, like when they pull in Captain America and make that like a dual story, Iron Man, Captain America. Just got my eyes on a 39 one day. Hawkeye. And there's Black Widow. I showed Hulk 181. First appearance of Wolverine. We can all, though it's a cameo, but yeah, they show him on the last panel, and there he is. So, missed it. 5.5. First appearance of Wolverine. And it does say cameo, so we can debate that, or we can just love the comic book and agree to disagree if that's a problem. Submariner number 1. I had this for a long time, had it graded 6.0. His first appearance in the MCU to me was a little bit disappointing. I think it was miscast. I kind of liked the bet that they did on like a sort of Mayan Aztec kind of feel vibe. But he's the first mutant. Look it up. Submariner is the first mutant, because I can't remember like lineage. Like one of his parents was Atlantean and the other one was human, and you know, and he's got those little special wings on his feet. Really love this cover. Love this book. First appearance of the Falcon. I talked about this before. I found this at a flea market for $6. I didn't even know at that time that it was the first appearance of Falcon, but I knew the character, and I saw that it says The Coming of the Falcon, and I noticed that his costume was a little bit different from the white and red one that I was more familiar with. So I was like, well, this might be an early appearance of the Falcon. And so I grabbed this for $6. I had it graded, and this is a 5.0. Very nice. One of my personal favorites, Tomb of Dracula number 1. Graded an 8.5. I got this for $25 at that time. It was the most money I had spent on a comic book. $25. And it looked really nice to me. I remember seeing ads for this comic book in the back of Marvel Comics, and I love monsters, and I always like this cover. Tomb of Dracula number 1, people. I showed Ghost Rider number 1 in my last video. Got this 1982 with my good buddy Chance at the Book Nook on my birthday. I almost got the full run there, and I spent $2 a piece on them. They were missing issue 6, which I later picked up. They're all in a very similar condition to this 7.0. Maybe a little bit higher because, once again, this got like a lot of black background. Shows a lot of damage. But Western Ghost Rider, man. Love it. Fantastic Four number 10. with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby on the cover. That's kind of cool. I like how sinister Reed Richards looks, but if you know the story, you know why. But other than that, I think this cover is a hot mess. Like, all of this, like, really does not work for me. But it's Fantastic Four number 10. Happy to have you. Proud to have you in the collection. Amazing Spider-Man number 17 is graded a 4.0 by some company called the CG Group World. It was graded in 2004. Obviously, that company no longer exists anymore. This is actually one I'm thinking about like cracking open and having regraded, because I can tell by the off-center of the pages that this was never pressed. And it also doesn't look like it was dry cleaned. And I think if some of that could be fixed, much less, I don't know how stringent CG Group was on their grading. I think this could at least come back a 5. One day we were going to do that, and we're going to find out. Got this from Chris on the We Love Comics. First appearance of the Black Cat in a 6.0. Great looking cover. I have high hopes that they will one day use her in the MCU. It's a great little love triangle. Second appearance of Doctor Strange. Strange Tales, number 11. And hey, Asbestos Man, 3.0. This is when I was chasing after the first appearance of Doctor Strange, which I showed in my last video. And so at one point, this was the closest I could get to that. And so I was very happy to have that. Origin of Doctor Doom, Fantastic Four Annual, number 2 from 1964. Got a 3.0. There is some damage here along the bottom, but the colors look great. I'm very pleased to have it. As we know, Doctor Doom's coming, and there was a time where I was just like snatching up anything early Doctor Doom that I could. I showed Daredevil number 1 the last video. Here's Daredevil number 2. Interestingly enough, this is the second appearance of Electro after his appearance in Amazing Spider-Man. Maybe issue 9, my brain somewhere around there. First appearance of Electro. This is his second. This came out in 1964. This is a 2.5. Really like this cover. I love the Daredevil banana suit. Some people do, some people don't. I like it. So, once again, I'm not basing this on value, or I'm not basing it on value. These are books I like really love. But I also like to show, and sort of at the urging of Chris on the We Love Comics, that, I work for a living. I'm not a trust fund kid. I don't have like thousands of dollars of disposable income. But I looked for deals. I asked for deals. I knew value of comic books. And so I was able to pounce on books. Especially, the 2008 banking collapse. I think we're in a similar situation. It's not banking collapse, but it's just people's disposable income is taking a hit. So when that happens and people are trying to pay their mortgage and pay their bills and buy groceries and buy expensive gas for their car, they look at the assets they have and start to liquidate them. That is not the time to panic. That is a buying opportunity for you. For me. What I am choosing to do, like I said, is sell less valuable books where it's $10 here, $20 there, $40, $50. And most all of them I'm making money on. I mean, there's been a couple, maybe I've lost a little bit, but you're not going to win every time. You're just not. But if overall you're winning more than you're losing, you're winning. And I'm choosing to take that money to invest back into the hobby. And I'm paying for my shipping costs, and I'm paying for my packaging costs. I've sent books off to get graded, some which are due back. And I'm funding all of that from sales. Nothing out of the budget, nothing out of the bank account, sales, period. So I'm going to continue to acquire what I view as key issues, early appearances of major title characters while the price is low. That's now. That's now. So, showing just these books, like even if you're like I said, man, like you don't have to be rich. You just got to know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, and you don't let emotions take over, and you don't overspend, and you do your research, and you put in your time, you can have a Hulk 181 or a 180. You can have ASM 5 or a 6. You can. Because if I can do it, you can do it. Promise. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. And I'm alone with the fish. So maybe I am the smartest guy in the room because I'm the only human being in the room. So everybody enjoy comics, enjoy comic book collecting. I'm going to continue to show books as my books come back from grading. I'm going to show those as well. This journey that I'm on selling books and the books that I'm getting from the sales, I'm going to let you guys in on this because I think for older collectors, that's me, and that's some of you out there that I'm always like, what's your end game, man? It's not he who dies with the most comic books wins. So at some point, this process that I'm doing, you might take benefit from seeing how I'm doing it, as opposed to like just bringing 10,000 comics to your local comic shop and say, hey man, what you gonna give me for this? So everybody enjoy comics, enjoy comic book collecting. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I lost a subscriber and I went down from 139 to 138. But if you guys like what you see and would be so kind to share my video with a friend of yours that loves comics, that would be awesome. Everybody have a great day, and thank you for watching.